So if it's super clear what you are specializing in, that actually helps the customers to pick the right one, and that create less competition, right?
Good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love for life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey, and this is episode 23. My name is Mattias, and this is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. And you are?
I was just waiting for my question. I'm Svea. Hello, welcome to episode 23. It's Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we are talking about what Mattias is currently working on in his business, not in his business, on his business. And I know that today we're going to talk about a webinar that you have attended from HubSpot. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, I think the webinar is an ingredient of today's topic. But next week we have the quarterly meeting with the management group to set the rocks for Q2. And I have a list here with different suggestions. So I think the top 3 of them is our sales playbook, our CRM playbook, and our marketing strategy. And the last one, the marketing strategy, is actually related to the webinar you were talking about here, because the webinar gives me a better understanding to make the decisions around the marketing strategy. So I attended the webinar today with the name stand out from the crowd.
That's always good.
Yeah. So the goal here with this webinar is actually to understand how we can develop a focused go-to-market strategy and increase chances to win business and also create a better competitive edge to grow our revenue. Okay. So, and this is because this is kind of complicated today. Everything is a challenge in being an entrepreneur and building a company. But the thing is, HubSpot has been growing the product stack now since we joined them 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. There was one product, marketing automation product. And today we basically have 4 big hubs, which is the marketing automation product. We have the CMS where you have the website. You have the sales hub where the sales team is doing all the work. And then we have the service hub, kind of a customer retention hub for support. Yeah. And I mean, HubSpot today, it's like a growth platform, so it's very hard to actually understanding how to navigate the ecosystem of HubSpot. So what is really good being a HubSpot partner, I think, and that's actually the reason why I joined in the first place back in 2015, and this really has been growing. I think they are HubSpot. They are very committed to their partners and how we can win together. I really like that.
In what sense? What do you mean that you can win together?
I mean, HubSpot understands that it's so they have a model where they have presence on the bigger markets, and when a good example is here in Europe, they have an office in Dublin who kind of serves the EMEA market, Europe, Europe, Middle East, and Africa market, and instead of have an office in each country, they find partners as iGoMoon basically. And then they have a process where we can, if we win, HubSpot wins. So it's a win-win relationship together with HubSpot. And iGoMoon, we have a goal to become the #1 HubSpot partner here on the EMEA market over the next 5 years. So it's very important for us to understand how we should kind of navigate the ecosystem now when these platforms the platform is evolving. So in the webinar, and there is actually 3 things that I trying to understand better, and it's actually the total addressable market and the platform ecosystem I was talking about, and also the third one, how we as a partner can make more money with HubSpot.
And that was I think you mentioned a 2-part webinar, right? Was that the first one or the second one you just attended?
Today it was the first one. And
okay. So what did you learn so far? Do you have already some good takeaways you could share with us?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about maybe the challenge and the problem. As I said, that when the platform is growing, the partner ecosystem basically is also changing. I mean, the services we can deliver basically around the platform, and then we also have the competitive landscape because there is a lot of other agencies also working in the space, and as a customer, you are trying to understand why should I work with iGoMoon versus someone else, and the solution here is actually that we need to create like a we talk about a positioning statement, like a differentiation. Oh, that's a hard word. It's always one word in every episode. Impossible to pronounce. So the solution is we need to find a differentiation through the positioning.
What is your positioning statement right now?
So today we have a position statement today that says we help ambitious B2B subscription and tech companies and that use their website strategically to drive growth.
So the positioning statement kind of puts you in the position where you are in the market and who your clients are, when I get it right. So you attract the right people with the right statement.
Yeah, good question. Like why a positioning statement matters is basically, I think it's the first thing, it provides direction internally at here at iGoMoon and externally. Can you see that from the customer perspective? Right? That's the first reason. The second reason, it saves time and money, with better targeted leads, because you are actually working with the right customer that is a perfect fit for iGoMoon. And that leads us into number 3. It gives customers what they really want, because they find an agency that can actually help them with what they seek. And number 4, why a positioning matters. The fourth reason is it allows you to charge more for your specific area where you do business, because you actually you get better, you actually build a best practice process for the area you are positioning in, and I think that's a super important part of carving out your niche. And the 5th reason is you also, when you have a clear positioning statement as iGoMoon, we focus a lot on SaaS companies.
SaaS companies?
SaaS companies is software as a service.
Okay.
So So that means that we get a higher win rate when we talk to these customers. Like we increase the win rate in that industry because we have knowledge in that field. And that makes you that creates you become recognized. You become recognized as a specialist in that industry. And when that happens, it actually, you get less competition because it becomes more clear for the customer why they hire your company. And something I have learned from that is actually that when the customer understand that, then they actually start asking our competitors the right questions.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, but I mean, if let's say, I mean, you're a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? That's also a hard word.
Photographer.
Photographer. Yeah, it's a hard word. I mean, let's say there is probably other people, pursuing a living in that field, right?
Oh yes, a lot.
Yes. So, but I mean, if I'm looking for let's say a wedding photographer, it's an impossible word. All right. So, and you're specialized in that, right? Didn't you tell me back in the days?
I have like two main things. I have like business and portraits, and weddings is another side
yes.
I'm doing. Yeah.
So skip business now.
Okay.
Let's carve out your niche.
Okay.
So let's say if I'm comparing you with a couple of others, like, then I will ask them like, okay, are you, like, I have Svea here. She's showing off her portfolio and seems like she's doing a lot of, wedding shoots. So, and then I go to them and ask, hey, okay, so are you specialized in weddings? And if they say, no, we are doing that and even this, and what happens then is they have asked a question that actually, from a competitive standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's super clear what you are specializing in, that actually helps the customers to pick the right one, and that create less competition, right? Because the other ones here, they might not even specialize in wedding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weddings.
You have to be the expert in your niche, and then everything is gonna get easier for sure.
Photographer.
Photographer.
What?
Photographer.
Photographer.
Yeah.
Photographer.
Yeah.
Photographer.
We practice that next episode as well.
Photographer.
Okay. Yeah, but thanks for the example. That made me understand it. Maybe also some other people understand better.
Probably not.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm just looking here at my timer because I'm always having an eye on that so that the episodes don't go completely out of hand. Do you have some more to add to this? Because I think otherwise we could maybe continue in the next Wednesday episode with this, because I feel this is a very big topic we could probably talk about more in other episodes.
Probably. Yes.
Should we do that?
Yes, let's do it.
Do you already have a takeaway for this episode, or do you want to wait until the next one?
The takeaway for this episode, I think, is carve out your niche.
I agree. Good one. All right.
Yes.
Thank you for this episode. See you in the next one on Friday. And until then, thanks for watching, and bye.
Until then, subscribe.
And like it.